Students, welcome to Sunil's tutorial. I'm Sunil Mirwani and today we'll be doing this chapter called as network analysis. Today we'll see how do we draw a network, right? You get a question like this: draw a network. Right? Activity A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Preceding activity. Preceding activity, right? Let's see what is the preceding activity given to you. The preceding activity is given to you as blank A, B, C, D, E, F and G. Okay. Now that's the question. You have to draw a network for this, right? Now you always start with an event, right? Let's start with event 1. This is how you represent an event, right? There is an activity A that will come up. Now see, the first activity is activity A. Now after A there is going to be activity B. See this, people. From A you have activity B and you have activity C, right? From A you have activity B and you have activity C. So event 1 goes to 2. From A, preceding means the one before. From A you have activity B and you have activity C. From A you have activity A. From A you have activity B and C coming up, right? So this is going to give you 3, 4. Fine. Now after B you have activity D. B leads to D. 5. Right? C leads to E. Right? D leads to F. They said that D leads to F. This was E and this is going to be say 6. In that case this will be 7. D leads to F. E leads to G. And F and G combine together to give you H. That is your network diagram. So you have to just go on seeing the activity and placing them. Let's show you another sum like this, guys. Question: draw network diagram. Activity is given to you as A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Preceding activity. Blank, blank, A, B, C, D, E and F. Okay, now let's see how do we do this. Now, from A and B, right, there is no activity that precedes A, there is no activity that precedes B. When you have no activity, so how do you draw this? This is event 1. So from the same event, you will have two activities coming out because there is no activity preceding them. So A and B will come out from event 1, right? This will give you 2 here. This will give you 3 here, right? After A, you have to have C. A leads to C. B leads to D. C leads to E. 4 and 5. C leads to E. 6. D leads to F. Right? So after D you have F. E and F combine together to give you G. That will be your network diagram for this. Fine, do we understand how do we draw a network diagram? Now let's draw some more interesting diagrams like this. Activity A B C D E F G, A B C D E F G, preceding activity. Preceding activity is blank blank A B C D E. This should be interesting. Let's try to see the diagram for this. You have, this is A. So both are A. You have activity A. So I'll draw the diagram for this here. This is event 1 that gives activity A. 2. Right after A there's going to be B. From A there's also C. So from A there's going to be activity B and there's going to be activity C. From A there's going to be activity B and activity C. 3 and 4. Right? B leads to D. C leads to E. C leads to E. Right? D leads to F. E leads to G. That will be your network diagram for this. Fine, do you get this in clear? How do we draw the network diagram for this? G is not. After E I have drawn G, after D I have drawn F. 5, 6, 7. 7 events. Right? Let's see now another sum. Activity A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Preceding activity. Blank A, B, B, C and E, D, F, G and H. It should be a good diagram. Let's see this. You have event 1. I'm drawing this diagram here. Activity A. Right? There's nothing preceding A. That gives rise to event 2. Now from A you have activity B and from A you have activity C. Right? 3 and 4. Right? From B you have activity E. Right? And from B you also have activity F. From B you have E, and so you will have 2 activities that will be given out from here. From B you have activity E. Now if you check, C and E are combining together to give you F. C and E. So from B you have activity E, from B you have activity F. C and E combine to give you F. And this is what? From B you have activity D. From B you have activity D. From B you have activity E. And C and E combine to give you F. Right? So from B you had activity D, which I have shown you here. From B you have activity E, which I have shown you here. C and E combine to give you F. Now let's see this. This is 5 and 6. Now after D you have G. Right? After D you have G. 7. H. After F you have H. G and H combine to give you I. G and H combine to give you I. So that will be your network diagram for this, right? Do we get this thing clear? Next, let's see another sum. Let's try to change the naming and see if you can get confused. Activity 1 2 1 3 2 4 3 5 4 5 4 6 4 5 4 6 5 6 and 6 7, right? Here they have directly given you the events. So from event 1, this is another way of representing the same thing. From event 1 you go to event 2. From event 1 you go to event 3, right? From event 2 you go to event 4, right? From event 3 you go to event 5, right? From event 4 you are going to 5. From 4 you go to 5, right? From 4 you also go to 6. From 4 you go to 6. From 5 you go to 6. From 6 you go to 7. Your diagram, right? So very simple, straightforward diagram you have. Next, let's see another sum. Activity A, B, C, time 643, preceding activity A and B, right? Let's try to see the network diagram for this, right? Now, let's see the network diagram. Now, how do I get the network diagram for this, right? You have A, so you will have event 1, from where you are going to have activity A, which is for 6 hours or 6 time in days. So for 6 days. So when time is given to you, you write the activity above the line and time below the line, right? From there's nothing preceding it, so from same event you have activity B coming out, which is for 4 days. Fine. Now you have, this will give you event 2, this will give you event 3. Now A and B combine together to give you C. Now I could draw the arrowhead anyhow, coming down here or going up here, either way. Right, from A, they haven't given you specified this event. So here you get event C, which is of 3 days. Now here you have, this particular event was not given to you. This particular activity where I am going from 2 to 3 is not given to you, and this is called as a dummy activity. So a dummy activity is represented as x1 and its time period will be 0. The fact that it is not given, why is it not given? Because its time period must have been 0. That is the reason why it was not given to you. Fine, do we get this thing clear? Next, let's see another sum. Question. Activity. Preceding activity. Time in days. Right, A, B, C, D, E, F. Nothing, A, B, C, C and D. 4, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's try to draw the network diagram for this, guys. Event 1. event 1, right? Now you have activity A coming out from here, which is for 4 days. You have activity B coming out from here, which is for 7 days. This will give you event 2 and event 3. Now after A you have got C. From A you have C, which is for 5 days, right? From B you have D, which is for 4 days, right? Then from C you have E. From C you have E, which is for 3 days, right? And C and D combined together, that means I have to have an event coming in here. Since the time period is not given, this is dummy and its time period will be 0. So now C and D combine together to give you F, which is for 2 days. That will be the network diagram for this, right? Next, let's see another sum. Activity. Yeah, someone wants to ask me. Which one? This. C to E, then C and D. Now I don't have a link between C and D, so I made this fictitious link between them, and that's called as a dummy activity, right? Next, let's see this A B C D E F. Preceding activity, nil nil, A B D E. Time 356 342, right? One. Event 1, activity A, which is of 3 days, right? Now from here there is going to be one more. There is nothing preceding here. That means A, which is for 3 days, and there is nothing preceding. So B is for 5 days. So this is going to be 2 and this is going to be 3, right? Now from A you are supposed to go to C. You just see that. From B you are going to go to D. From B you are going to go to D, which is for 3 days. From D you are going to go to E, which is for 4 days. From E you are going to go to F, which is for 2 days, right? This is 6. Now remember, they haven't said what happens from C. Since they haven't said what happens from C, I cannot do. I'm showing you what I cannot do. I cannot have an event like this. I cannot have this is called as a hanging event. My production process would not be complete this way. So what I have to do is, in this case, I will join this. This is my activity C, which is for 6 days.
So it is necessary to join?
Yes, you cannot have a hanging event. I cannot have 2 endpoints for a production process. There always has to be a because I'm going to get a single finished product. How can I have 2 endpoints for a production process? I cannot have 2 endpoints for a production process. Fine. Let's see another sum, guys. 37224. Right? Let's see this. I have event 1, activity A, which is for 3 days, gives rise to event 2. Right? After A, I have B, which is for 7 days. After A, I have C, which is of 4 days. Right? So this is going to be 3 and 4. Fine, do we get this thing here? Next, now from B I have C. So no,
D.
I have B.
D.
From B I have got
D.
D, and from C I have E. Now D and E are going to combine together for both of them. So this is from B I have D, which is for 3 days. From C I have E, which is for 2 days. Why did I draw this way? Because I saw the next process where I have D and E combined together to give you F. Right? D and E combines together to give you F, which is for 2 days. D and E combines together to give you G, which is for 4 days. Now again I have a hanging output. Can I have a hanging output? No. So the last number has to get connected. So there's going to be a dummy here, x1, which is 0, so that I don't have a hanging output. Right? Do we get this thing here? Next, let's see another sum, guys. Activity A, B, C, D, E. Preceding activity blank blank A, B, C and D, and you have time, which is 5 to 3 to 2. Right? Let's see how to draw this. Now there is nothing preceding these two. That means both of them are going to come from the same event. So from event 1 you will have activity A and you will have activity B. Activity A is 5 days, activity B is 2 days. Right? Now let's see this. From A you have to go to C. A to C 3 days. From B you go to D, which is 2 days. Now from C and D combined together you are going to go to E. So from C and D combined together you are going to go to E. C and D combined together, so this is going to be my dummy activity. You are going to go to E, which is 2, 6. Question. Sir, suppose if we draw the arrow downwards and if I draw E here, does that make a difference? No, it's a dummy. Right? So long as I can show that from C and this is my D extended here, from C and D combined together I'm going to E. Fine, do we get this thing here? Okay, yeah. Join what together? I have a hanging out. No, I have a single point output.
Single point out.
Hanging output when I have 2 endpoints. Right?
So we have joined it like this?
Yes, you could have joined it that way also and shown it. Right? Right? Yes. Yes, you could have done it that way also. You can do it without a dummy also. Right? Okay. We will stop this here for the day. Thank you very much.